Microphone is unmuted. Oh my god. I was just telling everyone that I'm not live yet. I just have to set up the mic. Is that good? Yeah, that's good. Am I centered? Emotionally, I'm not. I'm never emotionally centered unless I'm on that sweet, sweet cheap, dude. Get these out. Even though I think my hair just blends into the background back there. Not the blue background. We're going horrorcore today. Ooh, it's red and spooky. Oh, man, that actually looks pretty nice. Holy yeah. It's on this side. What's this hair doing right here? There we go. There we go. Let's drape it back. Drape it back on my ass crack. Ooh, wee, crack. No, I look like I'm flummoxed. I mean, I always am, but more so than ever. Let's crank the volume on this microphone so it doesn't need to be right next to my goddamn face. I think we're good. Let me turn off this shit music I make. And we gonna pop out the chat. Pop out the chat with my big old ass. Pop out the chat. Hey! Pop out chat. All right. I believe now. We are good. All right. I don't know how many people are watching. That I won't be monitoring. Oh, man, I should also, be able to see myself in case I'm blurry or something. I don't know. And I should also have... Wait, okay. Let's see if we can do this. Make that like that. Okay. There. We're fine. We're good. We're golden. Maybe put it over on here. Right there. Okay, now I can see myself. Now I can see chat. Man, what is wrong with this part of my hair? What's wrong here? If we just do that, are we better? No, but now I look like a fancy dandy. I ain't no fancy dandy. I wish I were. And then it looks like I have a Karen cut. That's not... There. Hair is good. It looks like it did when I was in middle school listening to this kinds of music. What up out there? No one's here. No one is here. No one cares that I do this stuff. It truly now is just for me that I'm doing this. It's... Center it, James. Center? There you go, bitch. I have not received a single chat in one of these Unearth the Undergrounds. If I'm playing just Pokemon, yeah, people show up, I guess. If I'm playing the Summoner, I should say, for PlayStation 2, a couple people do. But this, I do it for me, okay? Let's check some other. That's as red comes. Ooh, and red does come, dude. That's really bright back there. Wow, it makes me look like I'm in a goddamn sci-fi horror movie that it's like, oh, it's really bright, oh man, where it's alien resurrection probably. And there's a clinical thing happening, and that clinical thing is, fuck, they're making babies inside of people that shouldn't be in those orifices. Like, lodged underneath a lung. There's some extra space for a baby, especially if we scoop out one of them lungs. You're on in the iron lung. Well, guess what? You're making babies now. Let's check this green. This green one's pretty cool. It just makes it seem, I don't know, like I'm in an ice cream shop. That's just a slightly different variation of green. This is just a bright... How are these green? But blue is nice, but it seems a little too dark. This purple, that purple's kind of good. This is a pink, and I like this pink. Let's try out just white. White's a little overbearing like my mother. Okay, this is nice. I think this is probably it. This is one I use for Beyblade streams. I think this is it. But this makes it feel like I'm a love story, you know? You know that love story exclamation? Your love story? Is that it? Nicole! She's not here. Um, is my voice being omitted? I don't know. Chat, let me know even though no one is in that chat. The horrorcore community doesn't like me. That's what I've realized in my many attempts to get in there. I don't know why. Who knows? You tell me. I am live, I think. Oh shit, and I need my where's my goddamn I guess I don't need my iPod now. I have the chat up, I have the shit up. I should check to just see how things are looking. So I will be right back. Dang it, I messed everything up. Messed it all up. The reason for the season. Cutthroat Kids, baby. Because we will be discussing on today's stream. Get friggin' in there, you sack lunch. Not my hairstyles. We'll be discussing a Cutthroat production album called Mask of Sanity. But first, let's really check into this. See if anyone, why isn't anyone ever in these? Because no one cares about this and my fan base doesn't care, you know. Just like the horrorcore fan base doesn't give two shits about me. It's insane. The people who I grew up watching, those are or listening to, those people like me. All their fans do not. All right, let's listen. It's insane. All right, we're sounding good. Ooh. Okay. I'm loving it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come and kiss me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Turning on the red lights. I'm angry right now, but now I'm like feeling a little. What do I want? Just this white light? No, I want this yellow. This yellow makes it seem like I'm a little fellow. Do that. Tuck my tails in right there. Hello, my tails have been tucked. My tails have been cucked. Where do I begin? 2007, maybe 2008. Actually, it would need to be probably 2008. Horrorcore used to have kind of get this yeah, just do the mic right here, James. Oh my god. Horrorcore used to have a lot, I mean, not horrorcore. People in the community had these blogs that would have that's not ambient enough. Go back to the red. Horrorcore would have a lot of blogs that were just media fire link farms where it would be like, this album released in this year, here's the link. And most of the time, if you're lucky, all of the links would be good unless it was like a kind of older one, even like 6 months old. It would eventually have the first posts, the links would be dead either because of never because of copyright, because a person probably ran out of space and was like, I'm just going to delete these, but not update the blog. So I don't know how I originally found out about Cryptic. It might be, Lil Cat, do you want inside? There's a cat out in the doorway. He's been Nicole put him outside, and I mean, not Nicole hung out with him outside, bought him a harness. Didn't just be like, get out there, you're an outdoor cat now. And I think that fucked him up. Him being outside, something jostled inside the animal instincts of him, and now he's longing to be of the street. So I've been dealing with that. Let's point this down a little. Let's get that down just a little bit. There we go. I found out about Cryptic either from Razakel, who was a very big fan of Cryptic, or no, I don't think it was that. I think Chris from NDC, the Never Dead Click, him and I were very good friends, and I know it wasn't him who told me, because I told him I started listening to them, and we had a discussion of like, oh, whose solo album was better? Was last CD on the Left from Comatose, or An Evening to Dismember from Ruckus? Which of those were better? And I was like, I don't want to play that. I don't want to do things like that, because what if you and Shane put out solo CDs, and then I have to decide whose is better? What's up? And I don't like doing that, especially when I was in a group, the only time I was in a group, because the Modern Myth and Bloodthirsty Killers don't count, because nothing was ever released by those. But Dakota and I, people would always talk crap on Dakota purely because he sounded like a child. Like, his voice sounded like a child. However, at the time, he was a far superior rapper. All I had was just screaming into a microphone. I had no flow. I had nothing of the sorts. Will I ever do one of those CDs on this? Absolutely not. I'd have to be making the patreon.com. Oh, wait, shoot. Oh, no. Hold on. We gotta take off that phone number, guys. Just realized that. Take that off. We are doing Mask of Sanity. Content warning. Violence. Terror. Guys, I gotta let this cat in. He is screaming like crazy. Violence, terror, and probably etc. There's a lot. Can you let him in, Nicole? Yeah, Nicole's like, I thought you loved me, Socks, and it's like, we've established that he loves me more. I. All right, there we go. That's in there now. It's not centered, though. Let's just dash this over, like, right there. No, let him in. He's good. Now that he wants in.
Why'd you shut the door?
Well, because I didn't think he wanted in.
Of course he does. He's a sweet pea.
All right, now close the door. He might jump up and rub on my face. We don't know. She's cracking. She left it cracked open. So I don't enjoy pitting people up against each other, like, in groups. Unless, like, I mean, I won't talk shit about them, but there is one specific person, just because every single group he's been in besides the first group he was in, he's in the horrorcore community. He is from the Detroit area. He just keeps going with people who are not good at rapping. And it's upsetting. Okay, now he wants out. Little cat. You see that little cat in the corner? Right over here? That cat in the corner. Come over and hang out with me. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This cat. Nicole did something to him. She should have never let him outside. Now he's bugging. Oh, no, he's laying down now. Hell yeah, dude. The red lights put out the beast in him. I guess I should have just called this like a cat chat, you know? Because that's what's been happening. So on one of these torrent sites, I'm into Cutthroat Productions. Maybe because on SoundClick there is a Mask of Sanity sampler. So it could have been that I listened to that sampler and was like, I need to find this, and found it on one of these Mediafire sites. These blogs, which is like a detective's log, April 18th, 2020. Ooh, it's about to get weeded in here because we're hot boxing and a cat is screaming in my ear. Just, yes, hang out in the windowsill. Oh my God. What can you do? He's a little cat who is just constantly screaming now. Are you going to go sleep on the table like you do? Go either sleep on the table or up on the mattress. Yes, go sleep in your little corner separated by don't you dare use that as floss. Quit it. Quit. I'm never going to be able to get into what this is actually about to be because of this. Stop it. He keeps using, okay, so on shock mounts, if you're into recording stuff, shock mounts have little rubber bands. He uses the rubber bands as goddamn floss. Stay there. Oh my God, you are so cute. I wish there was another camera that I could show you guys what he's up to. Even though I'm saying you guys, but no one's here. So I was somehow aware of Mask of Sanity. Maybe I was aware of Arson Trait. So what this is it is two rappers, Cursed and Arson Trait. Arson Trait has put out a lot of albums. And Cursed, at the time, I only thought he ever put out this. But before this, there was a version of an Asylum album, which was Cryptic, which is Comatose and Ruckus, and then Arson Trait. And then there was someone, either his name's Cabal or Cobra. I don't remember which one. But then for some reason, they took his verses off. Maybe it was, like a Dark Lotus. Mars left and they got ABK on. The Mars stuff, I think, is the better album. But in this case as well, the Cursed album is, or not the case. The Replacement was better because I really like Cursed. He has a very unique voice. And for the longest time, those were the only things you could find of his until maybe 2016, something like that. Comatose found and collected some of the unreleased materials that he was doing for an album and then put it out as the Devil's Advocate. I will be doing that, and I probably will also. I just need to find it. I think it's on an external hard drive somewhere, but the Cursed version of Asylum's No Rest for the Wicked, I will also be doing. I love this dude's dope. I would creep and I found the guy on MySpace, never messaged him. I was just like, oh, this is him. This is cool. I wish he had put out more stuff. He was on Horrorcore Heroes, that album, on Horror Flicks and Dead Chicks. He did a collaboration on that with Ruckus and Creepy X. So I think we should get into this album. It starts out with, I think, a song called Missing Girl. Missing Girl, yes, Missing Girl. This is a skit. It starts out, it's bookended with skits. So let's check this out.
Listen, bitch, you make one fucking beat.
That's a good knock noise.
How y'all doing today?
And then
Hi,
not
officer.
a
We're
good
doing a
door
door-to-door
opening
search for a
noise.
girl that disappeared from this neighborhood this morning. You guys seen anything or heard
It
anything
sets up
unusual?
the album
You got, like,
of
a
a
picture or a
Mask of
description or something
Sanity.
we could go
The
off
face
of?
I show the
'cause a lot of
public
kids live in
eye.
this neighborhood.
Yeah, she's about 15. Blind, she's about 5'5". She was last seen wearing blue jeans and a white t-shirt.
Gee, officer, I wish we could help you out, but I don't have a clue. I sure hope you find her, though.
I'd appreciate it if you guys would keep an eye out for anything unusual or strange-looking vehicles that you ain't seen around here.
Oh yeah, will do, officer. I'm sorry we couldn't help you out, but we'll keep a lookout.
You
I
folks
would like
have
to
a
know
nice
how
day.
old
You too.
Kirsten and Arson Trade are at this time, because the choice that they made this girl around 15,
Fuck it, let's just kill this bitch.
and then we're about to get into the opening track. We're just going to let it go because, whoo boy, this opening track. Like, it's so, like,
Mask,
I don't want to sidechain it too much.
mask. 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 Of sanity, the face show the public eye half the time.
Keep
the monster locked down deep inside.
It's hard to function when you ache for homicide. That's when the mask peels off and you see what we hide.
Our mask
Of sanity,
the face we show the public eye half the time.
I gotta turn up my headphones, guys, so we can hear this.
ache for homicide. That's when the mask peels off and you see what we hide.
My mask of sanity, the face.
This is Arson Trait
is where
up
within,
first.
Within I feel the intensity, sharp objects that I see. I wanna plunge them into you. I'm not the friendly next door neighbor that you've grown accustomed to. Fantasies and dreams of all this suffering inflicted. No
Whoa,
one
what
can
just
save me
happened?
Because my thoughts are so restricted. I'm vicious, bloodthirsty, got this craving for homicide, but no matter what.
Oh, hell yeah. Dark Blue Angel just subscribed.
And it eventually disappears.
Resubscribed. Saying, what up, man? We're listening to
When I'm near you, feel the presence
Mask of Sanity, one of my favorite horrorcore albums. It's hella. This is the opening track.
What's gonna happen when I get my hands on you? Then once I'm done, I'll step right back into my average life. I'll never drop my kitchen knife, cause murder's my only vice. Our mask
Of sanity,
the face we show the public eye half the time.
keep the monster locked down deep inside. It's hard to function when you ache for homicide. That's when the mask peels off and you see what we hide.
Our mask
Of sanity,
the face we show the public eye half the time.
keep the monster locked down.
I love how, like, there's a punk rock aesthetic to this, and I love it.
You might catch me when I smile, speaking in a friendly tone. It's just a mask of sanity. You will see when we're alone. My mind likes to hide away from the public eye. I have to live a lie. It's my alibi to be known as a guy that wouldn't hurt a fly. When inside, I desire to watch everybody die. Every now and then, my mask of sanity seems to slip. Blood dripping off my chin from biting my bottom lip, trying to get
I was told that this is this man's real voice. They did not tune this down or anything else. He is truly rapping in his own voice. He's like the I-20 of Disturbing the Peace, but it's Curse of Cutthroat Productions.
See beneath my mask of sanity.
Our mask
Of sanity,
the face we show the public eye half the time.
keep the monster locked down deep inside. It's hard to function when you ache.
Oh, and we can talk over the chorus. Also, Matt, let me know if the levels, when I talk, can you still hear me fine? And it's not like the music isn't too loud and such. I have it side chained, so whenever I talk and I stop talking, it'll go up. But then I'm start talking and then the music goes down. It's nice, but thank you for liking the setup. But let me know, is this good color, or should we turn it to a yellow now that it's all clinical? Should we turn it to this, maybe back to red or deep red? Maybe that blue. I don't like the blue now. I might like one of these purples. Oh, you love the red. Okay, then we're flipping back to the red. All right. That was the opening track to Mask of Sanity. The next is The Face in the Mirror. Oh, man. So what other notes do I have? So I remember coming, like... Okay, so there's not a lot of horrorcore albums like this, in a sense, where you have these two people, especially one person who hasn't done anything besides this. Like, this is this person's thing. They were in a group, and then especially Arson Trait was in many groups. I think he might be difficult to work with. I'm not sure. That's just things I heard back in the day and inklings. And like there was a time where he posted Comatose's mask, like he was holding it up and was like, I killed the Pumpkin King or something, and then Comatose was like, oh, so that's where that went. And then they weren't working together, so I don't know. But there's not a lot of times where you see these like quick one-offs that, one, are so good and they're classic horrorcore albums from people who really didn't do much else. The only other thing I can think of to a lesser extent, because there were never albums made, there were just like singles and posted on MySpace back in the day. Trio of Horror, which was Mental Ward and GMAC, Stitches, BK and GMAC. That would have been in this same vein as this, except they did it on purpose, but it's like, if you're going to do this, just take that part out of the beat. What they did, they were like, we don't want these to be like hook-driven songs. We want these to be verses and that's it. But they still left in like the verse or the hook areas of the beats. It's like, just cut those parts out and leave it be. However, the Trio of Horror stuff was only ever on MySpace, and after like MySpace lost a bunch of music and photos back in like 2000 and maybe 12, something around there, that stuff's gone. I don't know anyone who has the Trio of Horror stuff. Some of it might be on Stitches' Reverb Nation maybe, but that's unfounded. I know there was almost a group, and I would have fucking loved this, between Razor Ruckus and Two Clips from Serial Killin' Records. There was talk of them being in a group, and those were my favorite two people. Razor Ruckus I will eventually do on here, even though like you can get his stuff on streaming. There is a version of when he went to, I think, Horror Fest in like 2009, maybe 2010, if they were still doing Horror Fest back then. It might have been 2010, because I think that was when the BO Dub Camp did their like Pimps and Hoes or Players Ball, whatever the fuck they called it. And that's when like the beef between those two camps really started like heating up. And they were like, left messages for KYP. This beef has been squashed since, but they were like, we're going to come shoot up Horror Fest. But Razor Ruckus was this dude who was on some collabs on Serial Killin' Record stuff, and because I was on KYP and they were like brother sister, they were like sister labels but not officially, collaborated frequently with each other. They were like, yeah, we think he's coming. And before he came around, I remember Jeff, Stitches, and Shane C. Poppin telling me like of this lore of like, this dude just went up on stage and did this track where he was rapping so fucking fast and so well, and his name's Razor Ruckus. So I was like hearing about him before he even came on the scene, because they did a concert in the Illinois area on a mini tour, and it would have been so good. I won't do Two Clips albums because I believe I don't want to do like white rappers who say the N-word on here. So I believe, at least looking at Two Clips, that's the case. So even though as a teen, especially Shit from the Gutta, that was an amazing album. Too bad. Maybe I'll just bleep it all out. There was this dude, Derek Chesney, who put out a mixtape in the Muskegon rap area, and there was one edited word, but I was like, nothing else is edited, and I believe it was the N-word he said, because it's we like listen to those lines so frequently, and it's like, if just like redo the take. I don't care if it's a freestyle. You can just redo the freestyle. That's what you should do. If you're like, hey, I'm putting out a mixtape, even if it's you Curb Your Enthusiasm, people are like, those are still great improvisers, even though the shit is written through improv. Like, they'll probably do multiple takes. So like, why can't you? I'm pretty sure that's what Lil Wayne does for his albums. He'll freestyle a verse, but then I'm pretty sure he re-records the stuff and picks out the best stuff because it's written through improv. That's all rappers, if you're a freestyle rapper, I'm just going to call you an improv comedian. Minus the comedy. Unless you're a punchline rapper, then I'll call you an improv comedian. So, yeah, this is a very weird album because it is so good and it just only happened once. So let's go on to The Face in the Mirror Stares Back at My Eyes. Let's play it.
Face in the mirror stares back at my eyes. It keeps telling me everybody's gotta die. I don't know why, but it's there constantly.
Oh wait, also Matt,
The face in the mirror stares
totally fine that you weren't able to help move. Jose and Corey did, so we're good.
It keeps telling me everybody's gotta die.
The Mia is my friend, look at him, look at me. He's always staring back, so I never feel lonely. What's my method of madness? I'm sorry, there is none. The face in the mirror says,
Let me out to kill someone.
and I oblige, otherwise I get hurt. Stick myself with the knife and watch the blood squirt. Daddy.
Also, what I love about Arson Trait, which we'll get on when Mr. Middleteeth comes up more, but he speaks so clearly, but he has a horrorcore voice that's like visceral and angry, like someone who truly is
But it was wrong.
Norman Batesing, you know, like has two different. Oh man, that just made me.
A regular kid with no bad
Q
thoughts.
Strange does an amazing album called Creation to Execution that would be cool to do on here.
But it's there constantly. It's always got a glare staring back at me. The face in the mirror stares back at my eyes. It keeps telling me everybody's gotta die. I don't know why, but it's there constantly. It's always got a glare staring back at me. The face in the mirror when I look into his eyes. I can feel the level of intensity rise.
This is also 2003, self-produced. Comatose made all the beats, recorded it, mixed, mastered it. So pretty much, besides one of the beats, I think number 9 didn't. So it's insane that it sounds as good and it still holds up.
What do we have here? A working girl on the corner. I'm coming 3 times crazy, bitch. Call the corner. I picked her up and took her down to the Motel 6. Tied her to the bed and held my knife under her tits. I seen the face appear in the knife's blade. He asked what I'm waiting for, let's see her life fade. So I slit her throat after she begged me for mercy. Sorry bitch, the face in the mirror says you aren't worthy. The face in the mirror stares back at my eyes. It keeps telling me everybody's gotta die. I don't know why, but it's there constantly. It's always got a glare staring back at me. The face in the mirror stares back at my eyes. It keeps telling me everybody's gotta die. I don't know why, but it's there constantly. It's always got a glare staring back at me. The face in the mirror. The face in the mirror. The face.
You can hear some like clipping that could, you know, if you back in the day, programs might not have had easy crossfading, so you would have had to manually do that.
But it's there constantly. It's always got a glare staring back at me. The face in the mirror.
In early music production, clipping was like a huge. I was like, I don't want that in there, and that's where I learned about. Hey, if you crossfade it, it's good. Which did make it like I never used like the sampler or like what's it called, like the slice X function on Fruity Loops because of that, and you know, probably hampered my production for a very long time. Could have been cutting up beats, but oh man, Gross Beat comes in. Oh baby, I like using that for cutting things up. Yeah, man, this album just is so raw. Also, Matt, if you're still watching, thank you so much. You are, out of the 3 times I've done this, I think the only person to come in on one of these streams and say, what up? It's very appreciated, for real. Socks is over there now sleeping. He's calmed down. He's sleeping on the table in the comic book corner, the nook. Yeah, man, Face in the Mirror is I think all of these songs, at least from what I recall, all of them hits. No, there's no snoozer in the. Oh wait, no, there's one kind of snoozer because it's more of like a storybook or a story song, which might be the next one. Let's see what's up next. Because I have specific story. No, Creep is up next. I think it's number 6 is. But let's get on to Creep. And if you guys have any questions, whatever, let me know. It's playing shortly. I wish you guys could see this cute cat over here.
haunting you in your sleep. I'm a creep, popping cyanide, swallow the counted sheep.
I'm a creep, I'm the negative vibe you feel when you're alone. I'm a creep, I'm coming to get you, you ain't safe inside your home.
I'm a creep, working my way up the street. Machete in my hand, dripping blood and chunks of meat. Disturbance in the still night, I'm a fucking nightmare, I don't care. This life of mine has gone nowhere, and I ache inside with desires of homicide. My demons have come forth, and it's something I can't hide. Prepare to die.
I want to know how mixing his voice was.
Deep with my knife, pounding into your chest, your life is lost in a mess. Scattered body parts, you've been swallowed by death. So
Someone get Comatose on the stream so I can ask him, what was mixing Cursed like?
I'm a creep, I'm the nightmare haunting you in your sleep. I'm a creep, popping cyanide, swallow the counted sheep.
I'm a creep, I'm the negative vibe you feel when you're alone. I'm a creep, I'm coming to get you, you ain't safe inside your home. I'm just a madman looking to make a heartbeat cease.
Oh wait, I just realized. I hope this sample is kerfluffled enough because this sample's a Prince song, so
Cause the pain inside has led me to start a new slaughter. Choke on your blood and cough up the guts in your air.
I think it's cut up good enough.
Yesterday, but now you're gone today. So kneel and pray. I might let the cops find the course just to watch you identify and cry, of course. I know I'm sick. It's like a job benefit. The devil's advocate and arson drink, don't ever quit.
I'm a creep, I'm the nightmare haunting you in your sleep.
Oh, whoa. Okay, so his Cursed EP that came out much longer was called The Devil's Advocate. And you wouldn't know that until, like... Okay, let's go back.
Your whole family slain, licking up the blood stain, chewing up the evidence. All shit, I'm carried away, lost in the moment, and there's nothing you can say to pull me out of this time. In a psychotic trance, to fight would only enhance your pain and slim your chance for a quick death. No, you will die slow, painfully begging for me to let you go.
Another day for the creep, staring through your innocence, biting along the sidewalk was the start of the incident, and I'm content with the fact that I'm sick and slightly edgy. So don't test me, you'll wind up dead from a swing of a machete. I'm ready to be creeping in the dark and watch for prey. I'm a predator of sorts, obeying what the voices say. I'm a creep, bottom line, that's the end of the story. I'll be watching with a smile while your family's mourning.
I'm a creep, I'm the nightmare.
Yeah, so I wonder if
haunting
he had always known, like,
swallow
hey,
the
this is going to be
counted
called The
sheep.
Devil's Advocate, and ooh, dropping out that beat.
I'm coming to get you, you ain't safe inside your home.
Ooh. Yeah, I wonder if he had always known that, and then that's why there's that shout out about it at the end. Who knows? Only they do. And we are not they. I'm trying to think. I remember just hearing this album for the first time and just being blown away by it and thinking, I found the coolest shit ever. And like a lot of people who are into horror movies will talk about that, of finding, you know, like, oh man, the first time I watched The Prowler, or oh man, I remember, everyone knows Friday the 13th, but Doom Asylum was this really weird movie that was on VHS at my mom and pop video store. The cover art was cool, so I picked it up, and man, is it weird, but I loved it. So much so I never returned it, and I always had to get my friends to rent me videos. Doom Asylum's really good. I like that video cassette, even though I watched it on streaming. So that horrorcore was that for me, of finding things that none of my current friends and even my friends back then knew about or cared about. No, Dakota was someone who I was able to get into ICP and things like that because he enjoyed Cottonmouth Kings, and Cottonmouth Kings had collaborated with ICP, so he was already aware of them. But no one else. There's never been a friend who and I don't even try now. I'm not like, hey guys, This is awesome. You should check it out. Unless I'm aware, like, hey, these are maybe Brother Lynch Hung. My friend Sean, R.I.P., he was the only person who I met. He moved in across the street, and I was like talking about music I liked, and I said Brother Lynch Hung, and he was like, oh man, I fucking love Brother Lynch. I was like, you do? Excuse me? So we bonded over that, and besides meeting people in horrorcore, I never have met someone who also just out in the wild enjoys horrorcore. Very rarely do people talk about it. Like on Who Charted with Howard Kramer, whenever rappers are on that, he will ask that, especially like in the early days of Who Charted, he for some weird reason will say like, you ever do any horrorcore? And it's like, why are you asking people this? Why? And his idea of horrorcore was like Flatliners and Gravediggers, which one of them is great. The other are shit heels. You decide who. It's very easy to figure out which one is shit heels and which is not. Yeah, personality wise, they're both like good rappers. But if you're like, I'm not going to do a song with that person because he talks about homosexuality, you're kind of a shitheel in my book, and get bent hardcore. So, yeah, man, horrorcore was my punk rock. I was on MySpace made it very easy to find things. Made it very easy to find shitty things. But you know, from most of what you heard, luckily I was able to find good things like KYP, Cutthroat, SKR, all of that stuff. I think I still get a hoot out of listening to most of it. There's some like more of the offensive stuff that I'm pretty sure even they themselves kind of distance themselves from, because like we were just trying to be shocking and kept trying to push the edge. So, and that's also something I loved about Cutthroat Productions. They never got too disgusting. It was like if you were watching something on a horror movie and it could be like the MPAA rated at R, that's what they were talking about. They didn't go into like sexual abuse. It was truly a like classic slasher movies, retro slashers, not to be confused with the Razor Ruckus song. It was like a 1v1 for it. It fit. They were also sampling. That's something that other people didn't do because they didn't have the technology. They weren't coming up in like a boom bap era. Like Cryptic was also great because they had turntables. Ruckus was very good at crabbing on it. I'm crabbing. Hey, I'm fucking crabbing over here. So that's why they stood out. They just felt like early 90s, mid 90s hip hop, but horror. And they were fucking great at it. But let's get on. Oh, Matt's here. I'm back, got swamped with customers. I don't know if you heard me, Matt, but thank you so much for coming over to the stream and just saying, hey, no one seems to want to listen to these kinds of musics, at least the people who follow. So it is an extreme thank you. And also, you finally got you got a title stripped away from you, Matt, for since March 18th of 2020. You were our last in-studio guest. However, last week, or this week, Jose came over and came on Mostly Speaking Sentai. So Jose stripped that. But for the longest time, oh, I know you saw, yeah. For the longest time, you had that title. Also, I don't know if this is. I'm gonna hit you up on Facebook to check something with you. But yeah, let's get back. Let's get into track number. What are we at? 5, Monstrous Inside? Yeah, I think we're on Monstrous Inside. It goes like bing bong, bing bong. Maybe that's not it. If it is, I'll say like, yes, this is what I was talking about. Get out of here, other.
He's every murderous impulse.
This is not what I was talking about.
He's the little voice that whispers to us to strangle the old lady taking too long at the checkout counter. Get to know him, baby. He's you.
Monstrous inside, face to face, sure to die. I feel vicious, with the need to kill, and I don't know why.
I'm monstrous inside, choking naked, watch it die. I'm busy dealing with these feelings of death inside my mind. I take 45 deep breaths.
Man, this is so good.
10. Murder came a-calling and I gave him once again. A monster's what I see in my reflection every time I sickle with various methods to indulge in my crimes. I choke the life out of a preacher. Damn, all the Christian souls, a monster born and bred to kill. And I do what I'm told. I'm just a homicidal nutcase. I dream of murder constantly. Nobody lives long enough to meet the monster in me, offend me and die, walk past me and die. The papers call me a monster, and that I won't deny. Sick thoughts in my cerebellum while I drive down the road. I watch slasher flicks all day while I sit home alone. I'm just a fucked up individual, like my name was Donnie Darko. Might be normal outside, but I'm fucked up in the heart, yo. A maniac, a murderer, society's worst nightmare. A person with a monster soul, no victims to be spared.
Monstrous inside, face to face, sure to die. I feel vicious, with the need to kill, and I don't know why.
I'm monstrous inside, choking naked, watch it die. I'm busy dealing with these feelings of death inside my mind.
If I look like what I feel like, I'd be 10 feet tall with massive claws, digging through your stomach, slapping your guts.
Matt said, this reminds me of your music. Yeah, so even though I don't do horrorcore, it's so hard not to take influences from it because it's what I was listening to as a teenager. It's all I consumed from 8th grade up until 11th grade.
And get crushed like a can. Try to swallow your fear when your Adam's apple is locked into place by the grasp of my hand. Understand I can no longer control this inner evil. No matter how hard I try, I can't stop killing people. This desire.
Number 1 used rhyme in horror. Evil and people.
You won't understand this. Monstrous inside, face to face, sure to die. I feel vicious, with the need to kill, and I don't know why.
There's also a lot of rappers will do this in duos when they mix it. One will be slightly, especially if they're rapping at the same time or in a hook, or going back and forth on a verse. One will be slightly into one headphone and one will be slightly pinned into the other.
Dealing with these feelings of death inside my mind.
I always wanted them to do that on Sklarbro Country with the Sklar Brothers, just so, like, put Randy in the right, because, like, R for Randy, and then Jason, J, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, like, J and L are pretty close, and if you turn a L backwards, it becomes a J, maybe. Just a little bit in the right with Randy, a little bit into the left. I would have appreciated that. It's something no one on the stream can feel.
He's every murderous impulse we've ever had.
Whatever with, you know.
Voice that whispers to us to strangle the old lady taking too long.
A kinship with, if you will.
He's you.
Is Pew. All right, the next one I think is Innocent Child. We'll let this one play. This one I think is because the other songs are so fucking good. This one just doesn't feel in like the same realm because it's like we're horrorcore. We got to do this, like have you checked the children type thing, like with but like the Bedlam song, very good. Have you checked the children? Even like ICP did a song like this. I think it was the neck cutter.
I pick one at random. How about the blue house on the left? A little late night murder, possibility of theft.
The only thing I wanna take is her fucking life. Grab her by the hair and pierce her neck with this knife.
Man, calm down. Find a window that's unlocked, or if worse comes to
Arson
worse,
tray is in the right, R,
Breaking glass, we
and
don't
then
want them along.
K is right next to L. It's the same thing as the Sklar brothers.
window on this side is way too fucking high. Let's just pick the back door lock. I ain't in the mood to climb.
Alright, fine. I just wanna get inside. Let's just keep it quiet. I don't want them to hide.
I'll pry that shit with the crowbar. It won't be loud at all.
Except as a teen, I loved this song.
Alright, cool. Sounds like a plan to me. Go ahead, do your thing like a stealth entry.
Motherfucker, shut up, move quiet through this kitchen. You keep that axe, I'll take the knife that you're sitting.
Telling me to shut up with this axe in my hand. You must be crazy fuck. Let's just get the girls, man.
There they are infatuated with some late night slasher flick. What the fuck you waiting for? Hurry up, take your pick.
Come here, bitch. Motherfucker, they're getting away. I think it's best we split when we get to the hallway.
Horrorcore thinks like all people watch slasher movies, and like that's not the case.
How does it feel to know you're about to die? I'll take the right side, you could take the left. I know two little girls that face certain death.
Matt said, I just remembered I got cookies and I'm happy now. Explain what you got cookies earlier, you ordered them and they just arrived. Please explain what that means.
She was nowhere in sight, but I heard her heartbeat pounding at her chest. Her heavy breath was so weak. Then I heard the floor creak and I knew she was close. Looked under the bed, she was pale as a ghost. Shivering in fear, stupid bitch, come here. Grabbed her by the hair, then I licked away her tear. Don't cry, just die. Raised the axe up high, slammed it into her head and seen chunks of brains fly off in every direction. Damn near gave me an erection to see her squirm like a worm. I will burn, no question. Drug her body to the hall and left her in plain sight. Left a note for her parents. I hope you enjoyed your night.
And see, again, like I was talking about,
Yeah, come on, you little bitch.
Cutthroat Productions, they were like,
You're both gonna die.
the knife is an extension to
It appears to be the
sexuality. Like, you don't need to incorporate sexuality into slasher movies, meaning like, you still need boobies and men's butts there to bring people in, but you don't need the slasher to be sexually driven and like show that, because like the knife is that, and that's what they do.
What about my baby sister? Is she still alive?
Well, curse this got her now. I don't know if she'll survive.
Oh my
She
God.
tries to run, I yank her wrist. She hits the ground, face first is how she lands. I flip around and hold her down. I grasp her neck, her eyes get wide as she feels the pain. I look into her eyes and say, suffocation kills the brain. She tries to struggle, knuckles wide from the pressure I apply. She chokes out her last words.
I don't want to die.
11:55, we head out from the death of two more. Past a dry erase board that reads, we'll be home at midnight. Be sure to lock the door.
Oh no, Matt just said that he's at work until midnight. Oh my God! But if a boy named Cursed and a man named Arson Trait come in, friggin' leave as quickly as possible. Especially if you're watching a late night horror flick.
Sweetie.
No, I bought them before my shift at
Oh my God, honey,
10,
the back door's open.
and I just found them, and you're working your 9th day in a row. Dang. Not good. All right, I think this one might be Mr. Metal Teeth, and if so, we got to pause this, and I got a story to... Yes, it is. All right. So when I first got this, I burnt it on CD, went to school the next day, and this was around the time that I had told Dakota Rust in 9th grade. I was like, man, one day I'm going to be on KYP. Kill Yourself Productions. That's the Mental Ward is the most famous out of the bunch. Probably then like Lissa Sear, because of all the, which, hey guys, maybe next week we might have our first guest talking about their own CD that is a horrorcore classic. Is it because I asked someone and I said, ooh, would you like to be on here, Teehee? Or is it just like someone who I produced a lot of songs for and is my friend? I think it's the latter, and maybe it was the last rapper I brought up. So I had told Dakota that, and then like a year passed, and after a horror fest, like BK messaged me on MySpace and said, "Hey, it would be dumb for us to, like, because you have been like working with us so much, it would be dumb for us to not put you on the label as a producer. So you're officially on KYP." And I was on there for probably like 3 years making beats, and then I did leave because at the time it was like a stagnant period and nothing was really being released and worked on. So I was like, but luckily I stayed friends with all of them, and we're still friends to this day. So it was a fall. It's like, man, this CD works perfectly if it's fall time and you're in like the northern states of the United States, or even in Canada, but probably not like super north, because then I don't know how your falls work. Like it was, 6:30, still dark out. I was sitting down, and I remember the specific area in the cafeteria, and this next song plays, and I'm like, fuck, man, this is great. Oh, wait, to bring it back to, then I told like Dakota, I was like, hey, remember when I said I was going to be on KYP? I forgot to close out that story. I'm on it. I did it. I'm a producer on there. So this song, I was like, this is so fucking hard and amazing. So let's listen to Mr. Metal Teeth. It's so fucking good, and like it's as punk rock as you can get on a rap song without it like literally being like you're sampling punk rock chords and shit. But we got robbed and I had to work my days off. What? Oh my God. Matt, you got to get out of there. But in the meantime, let's listen to Mr. Metal Teeth.
We just cut up our girlfriend with a chainsaw.
One real quick thing. There are so many horror movies where, because of horrorcore, they sample so much dialogue from it. I know, like, someone will start like talking, and I'm like, oh my God, I know this quote. I know all of it that like, I believe it's or Al Pacino. Yeah, Al Pacino in Devil's Advocate. He's like, taste, don't touch, but don't feel. Like that whole thing. And he's laughing his sick fucking ass off. That whole thing I can quote, not just because of horrorcore, but also because I loved that movie, and I watched it. For a period of time, I was watching The Devil's Advocate a lot. I don't know why. But let's get into Mr. Metal Teeth, which started off with, I think it's from like Night of the Creeps. Is that the name of the... But let's listen.
We just cut up our girlfriend with a chainsaw.
I'm gawking at this cadaver sprawled out limp on the floor. Just 2 hours ago, she was a living, breathing whore. Disease spreading slut, come and snatch my $50. You can pay off your rent with this perfect stranger fuck. So what's on my side to dismember this corpse? Why, it's Mr. Metal Teeth, my trusty chainsaw, of course. I pull the cord, let her rip, blood and skin on my grill. You might say I'm demented just because I love to kill. Many pieces on the carpet, duct taped in plastic wrap. I'm clever with disposal, done been plotting all of that. A 6 feet deep dirt tomb for this nameless little girl. Yes, this is what happened.
I wonder how many punch-ins he did, because it's like so aggressive, and like if he was able to do it, I mean, it's only 8 bars, so he probably did it in one maybe. But there was a cut where you didn't hear a breath, so that could have been that. A good thing for punch-ins if you're a rapper. You breathe also, like, and leave that breath in from the punch-in so it all floats together.
Contemplating the day I get you, I'm gonna cut you up good, leave a pile of flesh and blood where you once stood. Up to your front porch, cut my way into your home. Your death clock is ticking like a metronome. Take this chainsaw to your dome. Blood splattered in my face, chunks of flesh all over the floor. There was gore all over the place. Mr. Metal Teeth is chewing and tearing right through your fucking flesh. Mr. Metal Teeth at my side, can't wait to see who's next. Cutting you up into little pieces. Mr. Metal Teeth gone mad, leaving family upon family stacked up in these body bags. Body bags.
Just cut up our girlfriend with a chainsaw. Does that sound?
And also the beat is so simplistic, but also so good. Like all it has is that one synth and then the drums.
When opportunity struck again, I seen a car on the side of the road, seen some movement and bare skin. They were in the back seat, perhaps another teenage affair. I hit the lights and pulled over and got them unaware, creeping along the side of the car with the chainsaw at my side.
I think also the filtering effect, which is like in a lot of 80s horror stuff, like that adds a lot of differentiation
that
to
you're
it.
gonna be cut into bits. You could kick and throw your fits, but your panic will make it worse, cause your lens will get shredded, and I'm pretty sure that hurts. Stupid bitch, you're dying first. I sunk the chainsaw into her gut, then ripped it out her side and into her boyfriend like bitch what?
I just bought a brand new blank, so you know I gotta test it. Teach these two stuck up fucks one of Metal Teeth's lessons. It's about 12:30 a.m. My anger seems to grow. Gas up my chainsaw, let's go ahead and start the show. I break into the house and stand over the sleeping newlyweds. Wake 'em with the rev and saw completely through the bed. To get disemboweled for no reason at all, cause nobody survives when they meet my chainsaw. Wipe off the blood and meat and put it back where it belongs. I don't even get questioned cause I never do wrong. Police in a baffled state, chainsaw killer strikes again.
I wonder if when Comatose made this beat, he was like, oh, this is gonna be a hit.
Metal Teeth is chewing and tearing right through your fucking flesh. Mr. Metal Teeth at my side.
Because it didn't have any samples in it, to my knowledge.
Mr. Metal Teeth gone mad, leaving family
It's just that
upon family
basic
stacked up in
thing.
these body bags, body bags.
A filter put on it, a
Chainsaw.
high pass,
Does that sound? Bye.
and that's it. And I think the chorus comes back in.
Mr. Metal Teeth is chewing and tearing right through your fucking flesh. Mr. Metal Teeth at my side, can't wait to see who's next. Cutting you up into little pieces. Mr. Metal Teeth gone mad, leaving family upon family stacked up in these body bags. Body bags.
Just cut up our girlfriend with a chainsaw. Does that sound? Bye.
Mr. Metal Teeth.
Well, okay. Now that's when it should. They didn't need to do this twice now, guys. All right, we're
Mr. Metal Teeth gone
zooming
mad,
in on
leaving
this.
family upon family stacked up in these body bags. Body bags.
Just cut up our girlfriend with
Okay, we don't need to go into that. How many more songs left? I think we have 1, 2, 3. That's it, guys. And then the outro. So let's get into this next one, which is called Field of Chaos, maybe? This is the one that I was like, blim, blim, blim. Oh, no, In the Dark, I think is. What's up, Lil Cat? Sox is hanging out. Who baby that? Hey, gotta go. I'm sorry. I'll hop on later, though. Try to. If you can't, that's totally fine, Matt. Thank you so much for hopping on. Tell a friend, though, if you can.
When I sleep, my thoughts are vivid visions of the rotting dead. This field of chaos in my mind has fucked up my head. I'm also average on the outside with good looks. I'm clean shaven. Thoughts of murder and dismemberment. My mind's my only haven. Visually eating my brother unconscious, tearing out his entrails while I smile and talk to him. It seems this chaos never fails. I can't shake the thoughts of disgusting murder. Victims fucking voice in the back of my head is the first of my symptoms. It's a field of chaos. My brain won't let me rest. Start screaming about death. My life's a fucking mess. Don't test. A person whose grip is slipping away from sane. Constantly contemplating on how I should inflict this pain. From my brain to my hand, from my hand to my knife, from my knife to your chest and I drain out your life. There's nothing but chaos in my mind and no one knows it but me, because I hide it so well behind my mask of sanity. Inside my head I feel the chaos turns out thoughts. Kill them, watch them rot, though the body don't get caught. Visions of murder invade my dreams while I sleep. Aces feel the chaos that turn me into a creep. Inside my head I feel the chaos turns out thoughts. Kill them, watch them rot, though the body don't get caught. Visions of murder invade my dreams while I sleep.
I don't even need to talk during this one. It's good.
Intensely psychotic voices chant inside my head. The devil's inside of me, and he wants to see you dead. Carried by evil demons, I'm encouraged to kill. It's likely that they're here, cause they know that I will. My mind is clouded with thoughts of death and pain. It's been that way for years. I always knew I'd be insane, but I did not know that it would be like this. The devil runs a show and I'm just the accomplice. My mind is a field of chaos full of crazy thoughts. Under my floorboards, another body rots. It's a good thing that these walls do not talk. If they spoke of what they've seen, then I would be caught. But I'm free to kill again if I obey the voice within. Evil under my skin, I've indulged myself in sin. I cannot win over the evil in my mind. All I can do is wear my mask and pretend that I'm fine.
I'm trying to get socks over here so I can show him in camera.
The body don't get caught. Visions of murder invade my dreams while I sleep. Aces feel the chaos that turn me into a creep. Inside my head I feel the chaos turns out thoughts. Kill them, watch them rot, though the body don't get caught. Visions of murder invade my dreams while I sleep.
Also, like the natural distortion on his voice in this is good. It's like sometimes when you forget to turn it down a little bit and it naturally peaks, it'll work well. I think it was like Moon Bass. I forgot to turn down. It's on King Kaiser X, and it made it sound good.
Aces feel the chaos that turn me into a creep.
Oh, that ends quick. Mr. Metal Teeth should have taken a thing from that. This next one, though, is Reckless? No. In the Dark. And then the last one, I have like a personal story to talk about because of the sample they use. This is probably my least listened to one, but it's still good.
From the shadows, careful not to alert. I believe I have a disease that makes me wanna hurt. Innocence irrelevant to the mindset of mine. And once I catch you in the dark, it's probable you'll die. I'm an assassin of the shadows, kill just cause I need to kill. 3 a.m., garbage bagging, dragging to the landfill.
I'm dressed in all black, in the dark with the urge to kill. Hunting victims in the night, I wanna see some blood spill. Out in the early AM, all these lives I'm gonna take them, make them suffer a great deal. These voices, I can't shake them, and they're making me fucking crazy. By the morning, you will hate me for what I did, your precious town. Brought it down and left them bloody. There's something about the moon that brings out the beast in me. Everyone trying to catch these, I'll have you rest eternally. Under the cloak of darkness, our madness shines bright. Stalk you during the night and have you lock your doors tight. But in the daylight, we appear to be the average. In the dark when sun sets, out comes the savage. Under the cloak of darkness, our madness shines bright. Stalk you during the night and have you lock your doors tight.
I'm always in the dark night after night. I'll be lurking, butcher knife in my hand to leave you jugular squirting.
I hide in the darkness, watching like a hawk. Catch you unexpected, I'll have you paralyzed.
I was making sure we're focused.
Every other day I gotta hide the body.
Nicole and I are going to be watching Fear Street 78 tonight. I'm excited.
The only way to tell is the smell of death is in the air.
From beyond the shadows I wait till your back is turned. Sneak up oh so quiet, your death is my concern.
Possessed by the moon.
I wonder if you could memento that series, like start from like the last scene of 1666 and then just keep working your way scene by scene
By the
backwards.
time the sunrise, many people will have died. The moon will return when it does stay inside. Under the cloak of darkness, our madness shines bright. Stalk you during the night and have you lock your doors tight. But in the daylight, we appear to be the average. In the dark when sun sets, out comes the savage. Under the cloak of darkness, our madness shines bright.
Man, if I made this album forever, I'd be like, I did good in life. This is something I left behind that will stand the test of time.
Comes the savage.
Come here, little cat. Come here, hey. Maybe he will. I don't know. All right, for this last one, All right. This last one is a reason I brought up the. Hey, sometimes horror movie lines before you've even seen them. They sample the Blair Witch in this, and the Blair Witch I watched for the first time when I was 18 with... What's up, Lil Cat? You want out now? If I let you out. Nicole? You want... Come up here, little dude. Yeah, come up. Come up. Let me scoop you. Nope. He's gonna bite me. An ex was like, "Oh, you like horror movies, but you've never seen the Blair Witch," and she said it's the scariest thing I've ever seen. I was like, I've always wanted to watch it. So around like Halloween 2009, my senior year, we watch it, and her house was on like, it's in the suburbs of Muskegon. It was like, hey, you're in the suburbs, but then you get to, like, when you go to the end of this area, it's just a dirt road and then forest. She lived on that dirt road area that was, like, paved road, then dirt road, like kitty corner. And that you need to know that. So we're watching it. And it's not like when you watch something in the city and you leave the outdoor, like you leave the movie theater or someone's house, you're like, oh, I'm in no area. I'm not in a summer camp, not in a place a summer camp could be. I'm not in like a creepy farmhouse. All of this stuff doesn't take place in this city. Little Cat. Nicole's probably, I gotta let him out, guys. Hold on. You want out? It's open as well. You could have... Oh, my God. The door wasn't closed. He could have... That cat frustrates me sometimes. He's a little dingus. So, with that in mind, all of that in mind, let's scooch up a little. I'm getting scared myself. We watch it. And she was in her basement. So even half of the basement was finished with 2 rooms and a bathroom, but then the rest was just like normal basement, scary stuff. And then her outside, I parked as a fool, but also because her dad worked nights and you couldn't park in the driveway. So I made the dumb decision of parking right along the forest area of the dirt road, which means after I got out, I had to scurry get in because I had to like go home because I couldn't be out past 11, whatever the fudge. So we watched this, and it is up until I watched UFO Abduction, the McPherson tapes, it is the scariest movie I've ever seen. Specifically, that the tent scene is skin crawling, where all of a sudden little hands are pushing in on it, stomach churning disturbance, and it will always be ingrained in my mind that night, if very vividly, just like listening to this album. But right once I got out, I was like, I was like fumbling through my big thing of like CDs, my CD booklet, trying to find this album and go to this song in particular. I think it's the best song on the album. It's the most memorable, at least. So let's get into Reckless by Mask of Sanity, the closer song on the album.
So I remember,
Right.
and he lived up on a mountain. He had a place up there and been there for a long, long time. Sort of in the winter, I guess, the fall or the winter, some of the young kids started to disappear, and nobody knew anything about why they were disappearing. And they searched his house, and they found the bodies of 7 kids from the area.
Wow.
Those were the 7 kids that were missing, and then they brought them out of the woods one at a time, and it just was a terrible thing.
Yo, I'm reckless as well, a demon in a human shell, a sinner from the get-go, sending souls straight to hell. But you can tell, because I blend into a crowd. Shake your motherfucking back, your life is over right now. Cause I'm reckless, bitch, I guess you're throwing midday, right in front of your house, and I don't care if I get away. I do it cause I need to, I do it cause I'm fucked. If I catch you gawking at me, knock comes out and you get stuck. I'm reckless, I do shit sloppy half the time. If I get away, I get away. If not, it's still a crime. Your ass is mine. Don't ever think I'll stop stalking. Start locking your door. Don't ever be outside walking. I'm reckless like a carefree, Camper Crystal Lake. I'm a motherfucking monster. I love the lives I take. For heaven's sake, I'm a killer. For that I will be shunned. I'm the reckless one that got your loved ones on the run.
They searched his house and they found the bodies
Cursed,
of 7 kids.
or not Cursed. Arson Trade does this thing that I know like Proof from D12 did a lot, and then I also started doing because it like makes it easier to flow into.
Just a hopeless wreck on my way to disaster. Invert the cross in the eyes of a pasture. To me it doesn't matter. You better hope I perish. I'm careless, out to destroy what you cherish. Fuck you, and fuck how you feel. I can't wait to see your face when you know my threat is real. Poke me with a stick and then wonder why I'm crazy. I'm so fucked up, Jesus Christ couldn't save me. Even if I ate his flesh and showered in his blood, called him my Lord and accepted his love. That's where I'm at, to the point of no return, sure to burn. But that's the least of my concern. Fuck the consequence, I won't regret shit. Their lives are mine, this is what they get. I'm taking back what's been taken from me. Spread my misery and scar your memory.
They searched his house.
So what he does is he will start rhyming, like if you know the last syllable you rhyme, he will then take that into like the leading in half bar. Oh man, I forgot there's even more. And then rhyme that, and then start with new rhymes. It's a very good way to write raps.
I'm not too fond of life for the ways I've been treated. That's why the threat of death is always repeated. I'm sick of life, both yours and mine. I'm about to pull some shit off like they did in Columbine.
Reckless minds is what I'm cursed with, bodies buried in my basement floor. I'm obsessed with decomposing death, trying good and cool. For I really don't know what this shit is all about. I only seem to get reckless when the other face flips out.
Show me disrespect, I'll wrap my hands around your neck. I told you once before, I'm just a hopeless wreck, ready to clock out, but I wanna go out with a bang. Leave a scar in history, you will remember my name.
And also, like, this is like a very nice concept album because they kind of stick to, for the most part, a lot of the songs are about, like, I am, like, this is the mask of sanity and looking normal in the public eye, but behind closed doors, I am a monster. It's very good. There's, oh man, what's that Q Strange song? Hi, I'm just a regular guy. That song from existence to execution, creation to execution. Flawless, baby.
Good evening. This is KT3 Nightly News with Peter Dilwad and Lori Booty. Live and on location, we have Cecil Dieterding. Cecil?
Yeah, this is Cecil Dieterding reporting live. Over the course of the past 2 weeks,
I believe this is Comatose, producer of this
the
album.
4200 block in the streets of West Omaha. Tonight, many of which have been found in this very house behind me. Police have discovered a virtual cavern of murder victims. Police say that the count has not yet been confirmed, but is well over the 50 mark. The home in which they were discovered belonged to a 74-year-old Harold Wilderbunk and his wife Harriet. They were believed to be on vacation, but the harsh reality may be that they are too in fact buried in the crawl space of this quiet suburban home. More on the story as it develops. Back to you, Chip.
I don't know why this little sound effect just happens at the end. Oh no, it's repeating. It's repeating. We have loop on. All right, yeah, that's another successful, rousing. Currently, the next episode will be Murder Scene Queen with Lissa Sear. Tentatively, depending on if her schedule works, that is scheduled in for whatever. I think it's the last Saturday of July. It might be even the 31st. So check that out. I'm always streaming here. If you're watching this on YouTube, check out Mostly Speaking Sentai over on Twitch so you can watch these lives and tell, or in a comment, please let me know if there's anything you want me to do. Maybe I've heard it, maybe I own it, so I can pull it out, rip it, and grip it and rip it, baby. Beyblade. Ooh, let it rip. So thank you guys so much for watching. I've been James. Check out my rap music. Go to mlmpod.com. Whatever links are in the descriptions. My rap music's under Marsh Land Monster. Oh my God. Camera, focus in on me. Oh, jeepers. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.